All right, day 2. We're here. We're ready. Today's theme is going to be here. Actually, just here. So we're going to be simplifying our sensory experience down to just the single category of here. And we'll kind of bounce around between listening out and hearing out, external component, and then hearing in for a while. And we'll just listen intently, listen closely, see what comes up, and strengthen our concentration skills and maybe try and get some sensory clarity in the process. All right, so here we go. Looking forward. See you there. All right, everybody, here we are, day 2. We're going to be doing here, just here for day 2. So we're going to focus on the here sensory category of experience. So with that, I invite you to go ahead and, as Shinzen would say, stretch up and settle in. And as usual, you can just assume whatever preferred meditative posture suits you best, depending on your situation. And at this time, if you're comfortable with it, I'd invite you to go ahead and close your eyes with me. Or if you prefer, you can always just do a soft gaze over the top of the nose. That works too. And maybe we'll take a few deep breaths to get started. In, out. It's always nice to do deep belly breaths. In, meaning your belly's expanding on the way in and contracting on the out. One more deep breath in, expanding the belly. And exhaling, contracting. All right, we'll just settle in. And the object of focus for this meditation is just going to be here, what we hear. And let's just start with what we hear around us. For example, I can hear the leaves rustling in the trees off in the distance from the wind. So I can kind of choose to dial in my attention, my awareness into that sound and focus into listening to the rustling of the leaves. And if that's not available for you, which there's a good chance it's not, you can just pick any external noise that you hear going on around you, whether it's the tick of a clock on the wall or TV in the background or someone walking around or cars in the street. Whatever it is, we're just going to find something and then place our attention on it, concentrate on it for a brief period of time and just listen. Listen closely, intently. Try and discern the characteristics of it. And if nothing's available and you're sitting in quiet, but your attention is still in the listening aspect, that's okay. We're listening to the quiet, that restful place of quiet. And we're just sitting there listening. You can use the label here if you like. It's optional, but it may help you maintain your focus into the here category. Here, as you pick something to listen to or hear, and stay with it for a bit. And you can release that and maybe notice if you hear anything else going on. Something else that draws your attention. And whatever that other thing is, we're going to then place our attention, our awareness onto that. And we're just going to dial in and listen to that. So in my case, I can hear the kids playing and having fun in the background, and I'll just listen intently, not worried about the content of what they're saying, but more the contour of the rising and the falling of the voices and the soundscape that it creates. And you just listen. Hear. Hear. And you can continue this process moving from one object or one sound to another, just temporarily soaking into each sound and listening intently, closely, discerning the details of what you're hearing, soaking into it. Label it here. It's okay to repeat the same thing if your attention keeps drawing back to the same sound. For this practice, we're just listening. Then I want you to, if you haven't already had some thoughts arise within your mind, in your head, maybe take a listen and what's going on internally. Is there a dialogue going? Or have you just been listening to the sound of my voice or the external things? Maybe there's a ringing or a buzzing, or you're having some thoughts about, am I doing this right? Is this working? Those are just things that we're hearing. So we can just label it here. And we're just witnessing. We're not getting caught up in the content of our thoughts, but we're just observing them as they arise. Is it just random thoughts that come? Is it a dialogue? Is it just abstract arisings? How do these thoughts come? Are they loud, soft? How's that sound of the ringing in the ears? And you can continue to use the label here as you're just staying in the here space, but the internal side. And if there's nothing going on and it's quiet, that's fine. We're still listening in that space. We're still in the here space, but it's just quiet, restful. It can even be peaceful. Or maybe it's the opposite. And there's a lot of random stuff or chatter flying in and out. It's all right. We're not getting caught up in the content. We're just observing here. Wherever you're at, I invite you to transition back to the outer here and maybe listen to the environment around you, the leaves in the trees, or the dogs barking in the distance, or the tick tock of the clock, or the roommate playing music, or wherever it is. Soak into that for a few more seconds. And then maybe check in with your emotional body and notice if we found some rest or some peace or some stillness through this process. And if you have or not, but if you have, you can maintain a little connection to that peace as we end the meditation. But if you have not, that's all right. These come and go. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. If your eyes are closed, you can open them at this time. Welcome back. Day 2, just here. It's been great sitting with you. I'm looking forward to day 3. We'll see you soon.